Hello everyone, this is Griff51 and welcome to another episode of Quest for the GraviChest. Alright guys, so last episode we were having a lot of fun making a whole lot of Thaumcraft tools. I have enchanted one of them, that would be this Axe of the Stream here. I will show you that in just a moment. Something I do want to address here is I am actually playing this probably 2 weeks after I recorded this episode. I found out that I had a failure in my recording. I did 2 episodes back to back. The first episode failed, the second episode didn't. So I'm going to have to figure out how to cut all that together correctly, but we're going to do it. So what I'm going to do is all that stuff that I did in the first episode, I am going to go through and I'm just going to recap it for the moment. So if you see some things that look a little bit different that you haven't seen yet and haven't explained, I will get to it in just a future episode. So just hang in there with me. So first off, last time I showed you that this Thaumcraft place. And as you see, it's no longer here. But you remember me telling you that I wasn't sure whether there's actually a zombie pigman spawner here or not. Well, there is. Actually, I should probably take this last torch off. Never did do that. There we go. This light actually isn't here. That's part of a mod. Part of the new voxel map instead of this Ray's mini map. The mod pack got updated today, so again, 2 episodes here. You're probably going to see a couple of different things in between, so the mini map is going to be a little bit different. But yeah, so there's actually a spawner here. It is a zombie pigman. So I set this place up so that I could get some XP. So this set up with enchanting tables here, and or not enchanting tables, bookshelves and an enchanting table and a crafting bench and a anvil. So I just come in here and I'm not going to do that very long because it's really loud. Zombie pigmen are very loud. I tend to have my sound off right now because they're really loud and annoying. So yeah, I was able to go through and do that, therefore get some awesome enchantments. So I have enchanted a whole ton of books. So I got my armor enchanted here. So my Goggles of Revealing, I got Protection 4, Respiration 3, Repair 2, and Aqua Affinity 1. That was all off of just 1 enchantment, and that was amazing. So in essence, these guys are never going to break because they have that Repair 2. They have Aqua Affinity and Respiration, meaning that they're like a diving helmet. And Fire Protection 4, so I can stand in fire for pretty long without actually doing a ton of damage, which is awesome. I love that. That just makes me very, very happy. Then I did make some Thaumium leggings here because they are very, again, able to be enchanted very high. And I got Protection 4, Repair 2, Thorns 2. What's awesome about all the Thaumium stuff is that that's where you can get Repair. Now Repair, you can only put on Thaumcraft items, so I can't put it on a bow. Can't do anything like that, but what it means is it recharges from the environment, so these will never break. As long as I don't die in lava, they are never going to break for me, which is awesome. So that and Thorns is an enchantment that was added by 1.4, which in essence, if you've ever played in RPGs, it's when someone hits you, it hurts the other person, so it's kind of a nifty little enchantment right there. Then the last part is I did enchant my Boots of the Traveler. When I enchanted them, it was Protection 4, Repair 2, Haste 2. That was all I had on them. I added another Haste 2 book to it and Feather Falling 4. So now these guys are amazing. I love them and they're awesome. So you'll notice when I get in here, I have added some more chests, some more barrels, a lot more. I've got a lot of resources. Our quarry is doing really good. So, like I said, since the recording failed, see how we have the second building over here? Yeah, I had built that, and you guys saw that I had built the room in a previous episode, but you hadn't seen what I did with it. So we did a whole bunch of stuff there, and we did I did a really big thing with that I'd said was going to do, which was the recycler. This guy right here. So remember, we're getting a ton of excess cobble and dirt and stone and all that kind of fun stuff. So we needed a place to put it. So this is why we have the recycler. You put let's go ahead and grab a stack here. I bet you already have a stack in here. That I do. Let's go ahead and grab them all out. So if I put a stack of cobble in here, and I'm going to grab this. I'll talk about these in just a second. So cobblestone here, or anything that you put in the recycler, has a chance of giving you scrap. This stuff right here. Now the reason we want scrap is it is an enhancer to our matter fabricator. We haven't made that yet, and I'll tell you what we need here in just a minute or two. So once we get enough, or we don't really need enough scrap, we can't really go wrong with having scrap. It's never going to be a bad thing. So it's not bad to have here. So this is a good way to get rid of the excess cobble, things like that from the quarry. So the way that you make the recycler, if we take this guy, it's a piece of glowstone, 4 pieces of dirt, 2 pieces of refined iron, and then a compressor. So a compressor we've made before, but just to show you guys, it's some stone, machine block, and an electronic circuit. So not too bad. The real deal here is these overclocker upgrades. So that's what's really nice about these slots here. You can do a bunch of different upgrades. My personal favorite is the overclocker upgrade. You'll notice most machines have these slots. So our compressor does, our extractor does, but you'll notice our industrial electrolyzer does not. Neither does our induction furnace. Oh, it ran out of cells. Okay. There we go. Continue running. Yeah, and our induction furnace doesn't have those either. So keep that in mind. We are definitely going to be using these guys a lot. So these overclocker upgrades, they are decently easy. So you need some copper cable, electronic circuit, not a big deal. These 10K coolant cells, they aren't too bad. It's some tin around like a water cell. I would use probably a cell, or you can use a can from, what am I thinking? Zycraft. Those aluminum cans, you can use those too. So it's nice and cheap. You just surround that with tin, put those all together, and we get overclocker upgrades. And these guys, it does make it take more power, but it makes it much quicker. So see how fast it's going there versus how fast it's going now. Yeah, huge difference. So we're going to definitely be making more of those in the future. I already have a fair bit of scrap. I've got a barrel full there and a half barrel full here. So it's quite a bit. I also have a lot of swords, 139. That is to store an item like a sword in here, they have to not be damaged. So you do have to put 2 together. So that'll give you a heads up as to how many zombie pigmen I killed to get a lot of these levels. Yeah. So, all right. So that was project number 1 that I did. Project number 2 is this. So, an issue that we've been having for a long time is that lava production stops. And it's not because we can't get lava from the nether, it's not because we can't send it over, it's because the magmatic engine that is powering the liquid transposers overheats because it's just running constantly and it doesn't need to. So, I'll get back up here. So that's what we need this for. This is an assembly table. I don't need you in there right now. There we go. Make those. Okay, and you're gonna die. I use this axe because it has repair on it, and it's never gonna break. Once I get a good sword, we'll get that all sorted out. So, so this assembly table, it's decently expensive. It does take quite a few diamonds. So if you look at it, it's some obsidian, a diamond there, and then a diamond gear. And you remember this from the quarry. We use 4 diamonds. So yeah, it takes 5 diamonds to make this assembly table. But then, the thing is it doesn't take power normally. It's not like I can just run something up here. By the way, I don't think I mentioned, this is a buildcraft thing. It's an advanced buildcraft, which is awesome. So, these here are how it gets its power. These are lasers. Yep, lasers. So, these guys each take 2 diamonds. So, if you look at this, this is 5 diamonds. 2, 2, 2, 2. You can have just 1 laser or up to, I think the max is 36, but I mean, that'd be crazy. The reason you'd want more lasers, it would go faster. With one laser, doing something like building a gate takes something like 10 minutes. So I like to cut down on that time. So how these guys all work, I'll just hop down here to do this. We've got 4 magmatic engines here. That's about to close on me. Going up into redstone energy conduits, going into the back of those. These guys, oh, that's not good. Okay, that's probably not good either. And we'll just hop down here. There we go. So, and then let's turn off. Yeah, there we go. Hover mode disabled. Good. So, we stole some lava from here, just flooded it all in the back. Then we use this stuff, red alloy wire. Red alloy wire is from Red Power 2, I should say, and you cook it up in this guy, the alloy furnace. And so if you took a look at red alloy wire, and that's just 3 red alloy ingots. These alloy ingots are just 4 redstone and an iron to get you one of them. So I mean, you can use copper, you can use pretty much any metal. That's why and there's a whole lot of stuff. I guess it's actually just copper. And anyway, regardless, so the reason this stuff is really, really cool is because of where I have this position. Come on. You'll notice it actually can go on the wall itself, which is awesome. Actually, let's do this. Nope, never mind. Okay, so this lever is going to control whether these guys are on or not. So just to make a gate, which is one of the things that we'd need to make, you want to put this in here. I have the power flipped on, so these guys, they transmit energy. Blue is the highest you can have. So you'll notice it's making this. But now, if I put in another thing, that's going to make a redstone chipset. If you just use one piece of redstone, it makes a redstone chipset. But if you put a redstone chipset in here now, it's the next step. The next thing it's going to do is make a gate. They just had built up power, sorry. So this middle bar here is the time it takes. So yeah, this guy's going to make a gate, and it's going to do it in sequential order. Now, it doesn't matter what... Oh, no. We're making that first. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't matter where you actually place this stuff. It's just going to go through and make it, which is, I think, is awesome. Let's go ahead and grab our gates. Pulsating chipsets. And I think iron. That's a lie. Redstone, let's just try it. Nope, that's just gonna make that. Okay, never mind, I forgot the recipe there. Anyway, so what we made were some iron ore chipsets. Iron and? I think it goes iron and gates. So, just take a chipset. That's wrong. There we go. Just redstone iron chipset, which is just some iron and redstone. And then use a pipe wire, which is just some dye, redstone, and iron. It gets us some pipe wire. And we're going to need some of that anyway, separate. So let me go show you this setup in the nether. Let's sleep through the night. Oh, there are monsters nearby. Okay. Oh, not good, not good. Alright, let's get away from the creeper. Alright, let's go. So, with these gates, the reason we even like them, or that we want to use them, all that kind of fun stuff, is because they can provide a lot of really good automation for us. So, I have it set up over here already. So, we have our liquid transposer, this guy here, and it is, what's going on is this is taking the empty cells, so empty cells will be in here, and this guy, we just have a normal gate here saying, hey, if the redstone signal is off, so if there is no redstone signal, so you do an energy pulser. This is called an autarkic gate. Let's pull this up. Yeah, autarkic gate is a pulsating chipset, redstone iron chipset, and a gate. This pulsating chipset, you need an ender pearl for. At least you get 2 of them. So this, in essence, acts as a redstone engine, which is really nice, meaning we wouldn't need any of these guys, because you do remember I had the big one pump in here. You have to have an extra lever for it. This is all nice and compact, done within the pipe. So you just place the pipe down, then you place down the this guy. Actually, I'll break it and show you. So you just place your wooden transport pipe. Oh, and we're going to need to flip that with a wrench. Come on. There we go. And then we'll place our off-target gate in there. Right-click on it, and we're going to say no redstone signal off energy pulsar. There are other options, like you can emit a redstone signal, a bunch of that kind of stuff, and it depends on what it's connected to. So this just means it's going to automatically grab any empty cells here and throw them into here. Now this guy's automatically going to inject them out. But it needs power. This guy right here needs power. And what was happening is this guy was always running, and magmatic engines overheat. So we needed these two guys. These are iron AND gates. So with these guys, we needed a wooden pipe, or wooden conductive pipe, because we need to take energy out. So that's what we do. Put it into a golden conductive pipe and go in. So what we have here is, on this gate, we have the two connected by pipe wire. That's what this red little line right there is. It's called pipe wire. So it kind of connects these two gates to be able to talk to each other. So what we can say is, if this guy, our liquid transposer, if it can store energy, then emit a red pipe signal. Now that option is not going to show up unless you place down the pipe wire on it. So then this guy's going to say, hey, if you have a red pipe signal, then turn the engine on. Or not turn it on, emit a redstone signal. And this guy is set to enabled high, meaning if it has a redstone signal, it's not going to run. So in essence, what should happen is, or no, it will run only when it has a redstone signal, sorry. So this guy, when a can comes in, will drain it, and that will drain some power. And that, since this guy will then be able to store energy, it's going to emit a red pipe signal. That's going to come over to here. That red pipe signal is going to turn a redstone signal on, which will turn this guy on. And that's going to stop as soon as this guy has full energy again. So it is a really, really good system. We will never have to touch this again until we need to move it to go to a different spot. Because as you can see, I mean, we are definitely doing some damage here to the lava over here. But we haven't drained it yet. Oh, I hate you, Firebat. So that is the idea. And what's nice is we can use that exact same concept in every other place that we need energy. So that's what I have set up back at the base. So yeah, I'll show you here. Let's go ahead and just hop on in. I love purple holes. So that's what I have here. It's the same thing. Suck it in here. And then down here are our two iron AND gates saying, hey, if this guy can store energy, emit a pipe signal, and turn this magmatic engine on. So it is a really good deal. I think it's amazing, and that this is working great. We're going to talk about that and that later. So just ignore that for the time being. So that is what we did all in that first episode, guys. So I don't know how much of this is going to be its own episode, or if I'm going to combine it with something else. Just in case, I do have one other thing to talk about. That's these enchantments. So I do have quite a few. So I've got a whole bunch of haste and feather falling and protection and all that kind of fun stuff. One I really want to talk to you about here is, where is it? Right here. These guys for wands. Wands have their own possible enchantments as well. You can get frugal, which is like unbreaking. You can get potency, which is like sharpness. And you can get treasure, which is like fortune. The other one that you can get is charging. Charging is like repair. So just to kind of give you guys that heads up, I have enchanted a wand, and I will show you guys that in a future episode here. So I think that's going to be it for me at the moment, guys. So have a good day.